Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another Farming Simulator 19 video with me. We're here at the store because I said at the end of the last episode I would be selling off some equipment and buying some new equipment, and I've done that. I've still got the Fent 930 that we bought in the last episode, but I've got this new cultivator stroke seeder all-in-one combination jobby. So rather than having a separate cultivator and seeder, I've gone for the combo. I've also bought a weeder, because obviously we're going to need to deal with weeds, and I decided to keep the little Fiat. I decided not to sell it because it's quite cute. The only thing I've done is modified the tyres. I've put narrow wheels on it so we can use it for fertilising and weeding without risk of damaging our crop. So we're going to jump in and we're going to take this straight back to the farm, because I don't know if we have got weeds, because we've seeded one field, we need to seed another field. And this is not the fastest machine in the world, but it will be good enough for weeding, I do believe. Because the weeder doesn't actually have that much of a power requirement, so the 110 horsepower or whatever that's on this thing is enough for the weeder. And because I didn't borrow a separate cultivator and a separate seeder, I didn't need an extra tractor. The Fent is capable of pulling that new 2-in-1, which then leaves the case free to do a few other bits and pieces. It can still pull the tippy trucks, and it can pull the fertiliser. Bredal. So yeah, we've got a good combination going on here. Now, one other thing I've done off camera between the last episode and this episode, as I mentioned at the end of the last episode, I ended up selling the combine harvester because it had bugged. So I've got a new combine harvester. I've gone for a different model harvester to see if that fixes the bug issue, but I don't suspect it will do, because I was watching a Twitch streamer last night and he had the same bug happen with a John Deere harvester. So I think it's a problem that applies to all harvesters in general. So I've now got the ideal over there. Which is a bit different. There. I also moved I had the fertiliser tank, didn't I, over there? Or was it over here? I've moved it, and I've put it over here, and I've put a seed station next to it, because of course we've now got a seeder, because we're going to need to refill seed. Let's just have a quick look. I'm trying to think which of the fields I planted. Field 2 is planted, and it is fertilised. We'll have a look. Yeah, it's not grown yet, so we don't have to worry about the weeds. Do need to worry about getting the seeder. And this seeds and fertilises. Excellent. That's a good thing, because then we can get the two-stage 2 stages of fertilisation done, which improves our yield, because obviously we'll be doing a fertilising stage now when we seed, and then when it's reached its first growth stage, we can go back over it with the fertiliser, get our second step of fertilisation, and therefore hopefully maximum yield. I am going to suffer on yield though, because I don't have a plough. So I'm not going to be able to periodically plough at the moment, which is something that is required. So that's going to be a problem. Nor do I have lime spreading. Although technically I could put lime in the Bredal there and use that. Open the cover. And we're going to start filling it with seed, hopefully. You can see that going in there. Nice. And hopefully, should be able to put fertiliser in it. Well, which go in that front tank. Yes. That's full. Close the cover. Right. Not enough space to unload. Good, because I don't want to unload. I've got to be really careful about that. I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Right, that's canola. Canola is what I am sowing on field 1. Which I do believe is this one here. So we will unfold the machine. Cover. Bridge marker. I think we need to turn on the sower. So that's X. Lower the sower, which is D. And then we can start sowing. And I'm going to do this myself. This little bit shouldn't take too long, because obviously we've got a good bit of width now on this particular piece of equipment. The other seeder was rubbish. What was it, 3 meters? It was very inefficient. The only trouble with it is it does require a bit more room to manoeuvre. Right. Lowered it. And I'm going to drive straight down the ridge row this time, keeping it in the middle of the tractor. Trying to. Then we should get proper coverage. Lift up. Done. That way a bit. Don't need to turn quite so stunted, because obviously we do have the extra bit of width now. Getting lined up is still a bit tricky. Again, we can just sail down here. Shouldn't have too many issues. And the good thing is we are seeding and fertilising. So it's 2 birds with 1 stone. Which again is going to speed things up nicely for us. And I'm not using a worker, so the money is not going down. It's fantastic. Not spending a great deal. Oh, I forgot to put my ridge marker down. Ah. That's going to be a bit of a pain. Remember to do it on this side. Need to get a bit of an overlap. That'll do. Not perfect, but I need to put the, remember, the ridge marker. But then we'll have canola, so we'll have canola and soybeans sown. And they will grow and we'll make quite a bit of money. I will do a contract as well after I've done this, because obviously we need to keep the money coming in whilst we're waiting for the crops to grow. Put that down this time. Oh. The iPad's a little bit iffy today. I don't know why. But anyway, we'll travel down the ridge marker. We'll get the field sown. Keep saying that. And then we, as I say, we'll look at some contract work. Hopefully there's something good we can do. A couple of fertilising jobs would be nice, because they can make you a lot of money. I said in the last video, they're pretty quick, pretty easy to do, and they pay well. Harvesting jobs are nice, but they are time consuming, as we found in the last video. Took ages to do field 30. Alright, put the ridge marker down. Back in first person. Put the sower down. Sail down here. Now, I have got a couple of additional mods installed in this playthrough, in this series now. One of them is a piece of equipment for like flattening land, rolling. I know there's a roll in game already, but it's a bit of a pain in the bum to use, for lack of, you know, better terms. Someone's created one based on, I think, a cultivator, so you can lift it up, place it down, so it's a bit easier to use, a bit more practical. And also it can be assigned to a worker. Which I appear to have hired. I sometimes do that because on the controller, let's have a look. Turn on the sewer. I want the ridge marker as well, please. Not doing it. Okay, let's do this again because I messed that up big time. That's the trouble with using the controller to control the game. A lot of the buttons, obviously, because there's a lack of buttons, they map like double things to the buttons, which is a bit of a nightmare. So for example, lowering the seeder or any equipment is a combination of left button and circle, or left button and B, depending on what controller you're using. But B on its own is also used for hiring workers and dismissing workers. So sometimes when you're trying to lower equipment and use tools, you end up hiring workers, which then messes things up. Something else I commonly do, and I will probably do at some point in this series as well, is I will press the Y button on my controller when I have got a seeder or fertilizer or something like that equipped. And instead of changing seed or changing fertilizer type or whatever, I will just empty the contents of that equipment all over the floor. Because again, on the controller mapping, the button for unloading is the same as the button for changing. The only difference is to change seed or change fertilizer, you need to press the left button as you press Y. It gets a little bit complicated, it gets a little bit confusing, and yeah, common sight for me is to have pallets of stuff everywhere. Middle of a field, I'll end up dumping out my seed and fertilizer. Oh yeah, not good. Got a bit of room. Not going to need the ridge marker this time. I did miss a bit at the end of the edge of the field, but hey ho. Right. Not a lot we can do at this point once I've done this. So what I'll do is I'll probably increase the time factor a little bit, because at the moment it's real time, 1-to-1, which means the day's not advancing very quickly. Only 12:30 and we're still on day 1, even though we're now episode 4. So I will increase that to probably 5 times, which I think is the default. Lift up, fold up. Ladies and gentlemen, we have sown our second field. And we'll take this and pop back into the storage facility. Then we are kind of up to speed with all our jobs on our own farm, which means we can now go and look at some contract work. Like I say, hopefully and get some fertilising jobs done. So I've got the Bredal pretty good. Right, I'm just going to leave you there for the time being, mate. Okay, so a quick look at the contract screen. We've got potentially fertilising, which are all paying pretty reasonable sums. There's a harvesting job there for potatoes, which is a bit different, and that's quite a bit of money. But I think we're going to start with that one for 14 grand on field 9. It'll let me. Doesn't seem to want to let me. Is it because I've got the game paused? Could well be. Yes, that is why. If you pause the game, it tends to mess things up. Right. I'm going to put it on 5 times as well. So we're getting out of that. Going to our lovely case. Then we need the Bredal. Parked over yonder. Right, and then we're going to field, what was it, field 9? Which is field 9, isn't it? Yes. Which is not far away. Very useful. Put the map on for a minute, just while I navigate my way to field 9. And then we'll walk to this, I think we go up the side of field 13, don't we? Basically follow the train, more or less. So I could hopefully bang out all 3 of these fertilising jobs very quickly. And that'll make us, you know, pretty much nearly 45 grand, which is a decent bit of income, really. At which point it might be worth buying another field. I'll unfold the harvest, the fertiliser. And we're just going to sail down here. And do this field. This field shouldn't take too long to do. Really? It's long and it's narrow, so should be able to do it quite quickly. Oh, this tractor's got a bit of pace to it, so we'll do a nice bit of first personage. Don't really see a lot else because the mirrors don't show you anything beyond the trailer, really. Off. and on. We may possibly be overlapping a lot here. We are. That's not too bad. He's back down the other road. This job will be about done. Waiting for the message to flash up in the corner to say contract complete. Contract on field 9 is finished. Excellent. Finish the field. Right, that one's done. Let's now go and do field 18, field 22. So let's do field 18. That one there next to the barn. And then field 22. Gonna be that one down there, next to the silage, just past the harbour. Oh yeah. Field 18, right. Get to the barn then. We can do that job, which will also be pretty quick. Then we'll go to field 22, do that job. That should be 3 more good bits of work done. And the barn is just over there to the right, so the field we want is just past that. That's where we'll go. We love this bit of kit though. This is a good bit of machinery. This Bredal fertiliser. Spreads lime as well, so it's a 2-for-1 dealing, which is nice. Like I say, 18 metres of spreading width. That's pretty useful. Means you can get your fields done quite quickly. Here. This field edge here is a bit of a guide. Now, fertiliser on. Bit of spreadage. Bit of spreadage, good bit of spreadage. This field's not bad, it's got plenty of room to turn around on. Like that. Here. should not take very long at all to do this job. I do not think. Well, I like the fertilising jobs. With the right bit of a kit. I know some people will probably say, "Oh, it'd be even better if you got the sprayer." Honestly, sprayer gives you what, 24 meters of width, an extra 6 meters. However, the slight drawback that it's not as actual fast. This machine and a tractor works faster. So I'm doing 16 miles per hour. Pulling this trailer, fertilising it. The sprayer, I think, is only about 11. Is it 11 miles an hour? When it's spraying, it might even be slower in spraying mode. It might be 7. So yeah, you get a little bit extra width with the sprayer, but at the cost it takes you far longer to do a mission. To do any spraying jobs. So I prefer this. It also seems to be pretty good on consumption. Doesn't look like it's using a great deal. I mean, I've fertilised a couple of fields now. I fertilised both of mine. I did a contract on field 14 when I first got it in the last episode. Done, well, going to be 2 fields now, and we've, you know, barely moved. So it's pretty cost effective. It's pretty efficient on its fertiliser usage. So we're not going to have to refill it a great deal. I like it. I like it a lot. Contracts on field 18 finished. Right. That means we now want that one on field 22. Might as well do all the fertilising jobs while we've got the kit. No point chopping and changing machines for the sake of chopping and changing machines. We'll be sensible. We will use the railway crossing. We won't go bouncing across the train tracks. Potential for a nice screenshot there for the thumbnail for the video. With the train in the background too. Oh, magic. Then we need to pass the harbour. Past field 31. Just up on the left. Which is pretty cool going. Maybe by the time we've done this, we'll have to do some weeding then. Hopefully the crop will be at its first growth stage on field 2, which means we might be able to fertilise field 2 again. And we might be able to get away with doing... It's a bit of a cliff edge there for me to get up to field 22. That's going to make it a bit interesting. Or I'm going to have to work lengthways, aren't I? Crossways, I think. Because there's a cliff. Makes it a bit more difficult. Although now I can go straight up the field. It's a shame that the boats aren't animated and you don't see the boat sailing up and down the thing, going to and from the harbour. That would be a nice little addition to the map. They're just pretty static in the water, they don't move. Careful, there's a railway line. Yeah, and fields 31, 21 and 22 are good candidates for combining into one field when you get the chance, and you can put in your headlands, trim the fields off a bit top and bottom so you've got room to work lengthways, as well as you could go crossways as well, which should probably be more efficient then if you had all three fields, because that field extends quite a long way, doesn't it, if you had 21 and 31 the other side. Man, you would end up having some serious croppage, wouldn't you? A little bit too wide, aggressive on the working width. So, might be missing a touch. No, that looks spot on. Pretty much. In cabbage? Cabbage. I don't like cabbage. Why can't you grow cabbages in game? That's a crop type. Carrots. Feed the cabbages to the pigs. Feed the carrots to the horses. No, you've got all the animals. Over by the train, whatever you do, because if the train hits you, your tractor will be sent flying through the air. I wasn't paying attention. Whoops. I was too busy thinking, oh, wouldn't that make a nice screenshot? Wouldn't that make a nice thumbnail? And yeah, drove off the cliff, almost into the cars. They must have been thinking, what is that guy doing? This will be our third contract done. Nice. Third contract, JD. Contract on field 22 is finished. Yes. That's a good bit of profit. I'll put us nicely over 200 grand. Right before you get to the train line, fold up the combine, fold up the harvester. I keep saying combine. It's because of the last episode where I couldn't fold up the combine and it was broken. And I ended up selling it because I thought, oh, that's how you fix the glitch. It turns out it's not how you fix the glitch, because the glitch is unfixable. Because it can happen on any equipment, any of the combines. The only way to fix the glitch is to just quit the game. Quit the game, reload it, restart it. Because unfortunately... So yeah, don't go selling your combines, because that costs you money. You end up losing out financially because you don't get back what you spent when you sell it thing. And the new one obviously costs you a lot of money. Wow, someone's been fly tipping. You dirty, disgusting people on this map. Use the proper bin service. Proper rubbish bin. You don't just dump stuff at the side of the road. We will actually use the proper exit. I've got it, and I put my indicators on this time, look. Whoa. But I am on the wrong side of the road. Wrong button. Opening me cover. Right, so we'll take this back to the field. The farm, not the field. 3 contracts done. It's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Past the shop. We don't need anything from that just yet. Seven cars now in the convoy. Wow. Couple of stragglers, look. Yeah, I see you. Stragglers. I don't think my field's grown yet, so I'm going to park this back where it was over here. Oh. Yeah, so we've not reached the next growing stage yet on the field. On either field. Right. Fertilised 50%. It is growing, but it's not grown. Right, let's complete those jobs and get the money. Complete. Complete. That gives us 13,458, 14,489 and 12,463. That gives us 218,000 in our kitty. Excellent. And I think this is probably a good spot then to probably call the episode to an end at this point. We've done 3 fertiliser jobs. And we're not going to be able to do much more on this farm until we get some growth. And I'm not going to buy any more equipment just yet because I don't need it. So that's it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video and I hope you're enjoying the series so far. If you are, please continue to hit that like button on the videos and feel free to leave me any comments, suggestions, feedback, anything that's on your mind. Just even if you just want to say hello, feel free to do so in the section down below. And of course, if you're not already doing so, please remember to smash that subscribe button because it helps me and my channel to grow. So I will see you all again very soon with some more content, with another video. Goodbye.